Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Hey GSES. So, as is in the title, just gonna be talking about the recent things that have just been happening in the Fortnite community, because quite honestly, I've been ranting a lot on Twitter. I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts together. Hopefully, explain the situation to anyone that doesn't know about it. But I guess we'll start with what I actually have on the screen. So, yeah, iTalk got banned, or his account was disabled, whatever, from Fortnite, and it is a TOS violation. That's why it's happened. The long and short of it, basically, I just downloaded Twitter like 2 days ago. Oh, you're about to have a lot of fun, JCS. But yeah, basically, what iTalk, I'm going to call him Nick for the most part, but iTalk, Nick, whatever. What happened was about 2.5 years ago, when crossplay became a thing. So the ability for people to play with each other. Essentially, from a different platform, should I say, we had an option to merge accounts. So this was really like, if you've played on Xbox and PlayStation, for example, you're able to combine those accounts. So say you have, you bought one outfit on PlayStation and then you bought a different outfit on Xbox, you could merge those two accounts and you would have both of those items on your account, and you'd be able to use them on both. It was a good system. I used it as well because I had started playing on PlayStation, even though I started on Xbox. And yeah, basically what happened was Nick was given an account by his friend that had the Season 2 cosmetics on it. So the Season 2 Battle Pass with Black Knight and all the other stuff that's in that, the different Knight skins and stuff. There's not really too much in that Battle Pass, but like, he got all that stuff for free because his friend gave it him. His friend gave him that account, and when you were able to merge accounts, he merged that account with his account. And technically that is against TOS. So TOS, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but it essentially says that you're not allowed to merge, well, when you had the ability to merge, you're not allowed to merge other people's accounts with yours. All accounts that are merged have to be yours. So he went against TOS, but as I say, this was 2.5 years ago. You know, this was during Season 8, which we're currently in Season 8 of the second chapter. This is the 18th season is about to end. So, after 2.5 years, Nick hadn't received one of the free items that you were supposed to receive, or one of the bonus items, should I say, for paying the monthly subscription fee for Fortnite, which gets you extra cosmetic items. So he contacted support, basically saying, I haven't received this item yet. Are you able to grant it me because I have paid, etc., etc. And rather than actually doing that, you know, doing what they were supposed to do, they instead saw that 2.5 years ago, he had merged his account with an account that wasn't signed up in his name, or wasn't signed up with his IP address. We don't actually know how they know. Presumably it is IP based, but we just don't know really. And they just disabled his account. They banned his account, meaning that he can't play Fortnite on it, and he has lost all of the cosmetics and all the items and all the progress that he has made. And just a little background on Nick for anyone that doesn't know. Nick is a collector of Fortnite cosmetics. He had literally every single Fortnite cosmetic except for free. He was missing free skins. That was it. And that's ridiculous when there is, I believe the total is somewhere around 1,300 different skins in the game, and he was missing 3. So he lost all of that. So that's tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of V-Bucks and paid packs and console bundles and whatever else that he bought in order to get these codes. Not to mention all the V-Bucks that he just has on his account, because he kept a few 100,000 V-Bucks, which is the Fortnite digital currency, on his account at all times, just so that he'd always have V-Bucks to spend on new items when they came out. And yeah, so despite that, I say they've banned him. And then Fortnite also has a, you are seeing it on the screen, but there is a support a creator program. I believe Call of Duty has a similar thing, and a few other companies have the same thing, where you, as a creator, if you're a certain size with a certain following or whatever, you're able to get a creator code, and if someone buys something in the item shop using that creator code, you get a little bit of a kickback off that. You get a little percentage of the profit. And Nick had one of these codes. A few hours after his account was disabled, he then had his support a creator code removed. This whole thing has to be really discouraging, so I hope he can still make content for his fans. Yeah, so I'm not going to actually show the video. I am going to put it in. I'm going to put the video in the chat though, just so that anyone that wants to check it out can check it out. But in his video, he made it before he had his creator code taken away, and he basically said it's a sickener, but he was going to continue making content. He was just happy that he hadn't lost his creator code, because at that point it would be a bit too much for him. And obviously we've now seen he has lost his creator code. I say I'm just going to put that link in the chat real quickly. I've got too many instances of stuff open, but yeah, that's the video in the chat right now. I think I've messed up the chat box a little bit, but there we go, live chat. There we go. Sorry, I have the chat a bit weirdly set up, but yeah, that was one of the main things that was like, you know, on the bright side of the whole ordeal. And then with his supporter creator taken away, not only has he lost tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of purchases, digital purchases, but he has also lost a revenue stream, which he had through the supporter creator program. And once again, you know, he went against terms of service, he went against TOS. They are well within their rights. I don't that, you know, Epic, Fortnite, whatever you want to call them, aren't in the wrong for doing it, but I would personally describe it as ethically bankrupt. It just lacks any sort of moral strength, really, in my opinion, because, and this was something that I tweeted about earlier, but the support member, the actual person that disabled Nick's account, must have looked at the account, and if they could see the merge history, surely that also means they could see the purchase history. They would have been able to see that Nick is what the industry calls a whale, someone that spends an insane amount of money on the game. And I really have to question that specific support member for the fact that they removed the ability to play of one of the most well-paying customers that Fortnite has. Because I have no doubt that Fortnite, Epic, whatever, have made a ridiculous amount of money off of Nick. As I say, he owned literally all but 3 items from the item shop, and he owned all of the items from the battle passes. I could go on, but he owns everything. That's a lot of money, that's a lot of time investment, and he was also promoting the game constantly. He makes pretty much daily videos about Fortnite. He used to actually go by the name iTalkFortnite specifically, and then Fortnite basically told him, we don't want you to be using the word Fortnite if we're going to continue our supporter-creator relationship with him. Which, honestly, I think that's a whole nother stupid thing that happened. But at the same time, I understand it. It is kind of like, you know, you don't want to be associated necessarily with someone you have no control over. So I can kind of get where they were coming from with that. I just don't necessarily agree with it. But yeah, so they also only recently actually gifted Nick the Air Jordans collab that recently came out. They gifted it him early. So sometimes they'll give cosmetics, especially crossover cosmetics, to certain creators early, and they did actually give Nick these items before they were in the item shop, as just like a, you know, promote this sort of thing. And I don't understand how it can go in literally 3 days. It goes from, oh, we'll give you for free items that aren't actually out yet, to we're going to disable your account and remove your revenue stream that, like, is the only reason we have a connection with you. Because I know from experience, and I also know plenty of other people with the same experience, that if you don't have a creator code, even if you are big enough in terms of, you know, follow accounts and stuff to have a creator code, Fortnite does not listen to you. They ignore you completely if you do not have a creator code. So the fact that they, you know, were giving all this attention to Nick, and, you know, they were really showing that they enjoyed him, you know, being part of the community and stuff and being a creator for their game, for them to just take that all away, it's really questionable. And I just don't know what they were thinking. And this has spread out into the wider Fortnite community. There are some larger accounts that are kind of saying, well, Nick went against TOS, you know, it's his own fault, he deserves to be banned, etc, etc. I think that those people are a bit heartless. They're not really seeing the bigger picture here, because realistically, and there has been arguments of, if this wasn't a big name like iTalkFortnite, like iTalk, if it wasn't a big name like that, would we care? But I'd like to say that we would care, but typically when it's not a big name, when it's not someone that's, like, famous, quote unquote, within the community, we don't exactly see them. You know, if just a random person that happens to just buy everything in the game, You know, it just happens to, you know, have enough disposable income to just buy everything that comes into the game. If they suddenly got banned or disabled or whatever else, you know, if they don't have a following, yeah, they're not going to be seen. But if I saw that, I would care. And I think that's the case for most people in the Fortnite community. We're not a heartless bunch, we're an annoying bunch, and I sometimes hate being part of this community. But at the end of the day, just because it's Nick, just because it's someone that everybody in the community knows and appreciates and likes, does not mean that we wouldn't act the same to anybody else that had this happen to them. Because it's unfair. It was something that wasn't harmful. You know, this wasn't hacking, this wasn't exploiting. You know, Nick didn't steal anything or anything like that. He was gifted something by his friend. And as I say, yeah, it did go against TOS. It shouldn't have happened. And Nick has apologized, and he says it in his video that he knew at the time he shouldn't have done it. But at the same time, think about how many people Nick has inspired, or, you know, basically advertised towards, in order for them to then go and buy things in the item shop. He does an item shop just like I do every single day. At every reset, he does a video promoting, talking about, and buying everything that's in the item shop. And people, you know, buy the hundreds of thousands, buy the millions sometimes, watch those videos. So if you're wanting to tell me that Nick hasn't helped Epic and Fortnite financially, I feel like that's just wrong. He's given them a lot of money. They've made a lot of profit off of him. And then they've made a lot of profit off of his fans. So the fact that they would just sweep him away this nonchalantly, this, you know, randomly almost, it's really questionable. And it's kind of worrying to see what the future of Epic and their relationship with creators could look like. Because honestly, for the longest time, I've been, you know, very much in the mindset of, you know, one day I'll reach 1,000, one day I'll, you know, be able to sign up for the support creator program, and, you know, I'll be able to, you know, promote a code and get money from playing a game that I enjoy. But now, after seeing what's happened with Nick, and a similar thing has actually happened, not with the creator code, but with the account suspension for a creator called Hypex, who is a leaker on Twitter. After seeing what Epic does to its most loyal members of the community, I don't think I want any sort of working relationship with Epic. And there's been a number of concept artists and, you know, just artists in general for the Fortnite community that have actually come out saying that they are against Fortnite despite their designs are actually in the game. There's been a few creators, like Sharktooth is one that comes to mind, who actually has a multitude of their own concepts, of their own skin designs that they were paid for to be put into the game. And they are calling out Epic for that. They're calling out Epic for what they've done to Nick. And if that doesn't speak volumes about how bad of a situation that this actually is, I don't really know what does. It's a sad situation, just for everybody. Not only banning him is morally questionable, it's a bad business decision. Exactly. That's very much my look at this. It's like, it's bad enough to, you know, ban a major creator for something that, you know, not only didn't damage the game. Yeah, it's fine. Your grammar's fine. There's people that are in this chat more often that have way worse grammar that I know personally. But yeah, it's very much one of those things where I can't help but just look at it as like, what do they gain out of not only banning one of their most popular creators, but also banning somebody who spends a honestly insane amount of money on this game. Like, it's morally questionable because he's done nothing wrong and he's a beacon of positivity in a community that quite a lot of the time is pretty negative. And then, yeah, as you say, it's a bad business decision because you're losing money. And so, as I say, so many people have actually sworn off Fortnite in terms of buying things. Like, a lot of people are doing, like, I guess you'd call it like a strike on the item shop, basically saying that they're not going to buy anything until Nick gets his account and support creator code back. And I can only see that getting even worse for Epic the longer it goes on for. And I could honestly see Epic losing pretty hard financially due to what they've done. Because at the end of the day, and I'll quickly switch over to the actual hashtag, the hashtag, what was it now? Hashtag free iTalk. And I'm just going to scroll through a little bit. I'm going to try, there's one post I'm thinking of specifically, but there's been a lot of people that are basically just saying how, I've actually kind of lost train of thought, sorry. my brain's just kind of gone, but it's just ridiculous. The amount of support is phenomenal, honestly. It's so rare to see this level of support for just an individual creator. It's actually kind of heartwarming in a lot of ways just to see, the community actually coming together for once. Because it doesn't happen. It really just doesn't happen. But, yeah. Sorry, I'm going to be reading some of these because I just want to see what they're about. He asked us about if he wanted us to purchase item shop skins again. This man is being kicked like a dog and he's still willing to give them money and support them. That's another thing. In his video, he actually says that in order to, continue entertaining people, continue doing what his fans want him to do, he's more than willing to buy everything again. He has lost everything. He's lost his account, he's lost his support creator code, years of progression and leveling and limited time unlocks and all kinds of things. And he's still more than willing to support this game. And yeah, another pretty damning thing, and it's been mentioned here by Willie. There was a creator, I believe, called Ava, AVA. I don't know completely, I don't know the full story, but he made, when Fortnite was promoting Pride Month related things, Ava, who also has a support creator code, was making some pretty blatantly homophobic statements and was very much just, saying a lot of bigoted stuff. And that was including underneath, in the replies to official Fortnite tweets. And yet, he didn't see any repercussions. He still has his code. And it says there as well. I can't remember the actual full story. I remember it happening. I can't remember which accounts it was, which creators it was. But there was a lot of people when there was an MLK experience sort of historical memorial event sort of thing in-game as like some sort of like history tour sort of deal. A lot of people, a lot of creators that have support creator codes were very, very racist, made some very bigoted remarks around that entire event, and those people didn't have any issues. They didn't get banned, they didn't lose their support creator code. And once again, that was directly in response to official tweets from Fortnite and Epic and the various people that work for those companies. And then we just see Nick, who, yeah, he broke TOS. He did. It can't be denied. But he did it in such a unimportant way, a way that doesn't affect anybody directly, It doesn't affect Epic's bottom line. It doesn't affect any other player. It doesn't affect any other creator. It literally was a gift from a friend that was seasons before that he then merged and then got suspended for. And this is an example of a creator that is kind of calling them out, because Denny actually has multiple skins in the game. Like I think he has 4 or 5 different skins, including there's an actual Christmas skin that's coming out soon from Denny. And once again, it's just one of those things where when even the people that, you know, are being paid essentially like directly for what they create by Epic, it's just kind of an eye-opener. And a lot of people have been doing this where they've been using sprays in Party Royale to spell out free ITF. There's a lot. It's a very stupid situation, and in fact I'm going to quickly look at some of what I've said on this situation. I'm going to scroll a little bit. You can follow me at rabbitwithaxe. It's the same as my Twitch handle. So yeah, I guess we'll just start with what I tweeted out first. So what I basically said was the fact Fortnite game disabled italk's account when he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on the game is so sad. Nick is one of the biggest creators and regardless is one of the biggest supporters of Fortnite out there. Then obviously asking for his account to be enabled. I can't imagine what I'd do if the same happened to me. I'm fortunate enough to have earned everything legitimately, but honestly, it's still ridiculous to have happened just for merging a friend's account. I'm hoping for the best, and this was before the code was suspended, so I did actually use code italk because, yeah, we thought, well, that at least we can support Nick in some way, and obviously that's been taken away now. Epic is quickly ruining its own successes by a combination of misplays and inadequacy, and this is something that I'll get into in a second. We have seen Chapter 3 leaked already, and that has been adding on to all this stuff. This is about the creator Hypex, who also had their account suspended. I'm no fan of Hypex, but he shouldn't have his account disabled. And it would be hypocritical for me to defend Nick and not Hypex, especially when the bans were for almost the same reason. It was both TOS to do with merging of accounts. The TOS needs changing, updating, and fixing. That's the be-all end-all for my personal opinion. I think that's what has to happen. And then, obviously, the supporter creator got removed. Just 2 days ago, they were gifting the Jordan collab to Nick, and now they are damaging his livelihood over something that happened 2.5 years ago. And this kind of brings me on to what, like, me putting myself in Nick's shoes right now, because Nick came up from, you know, from nowhere. He grew in the Fortnite community. He grew on YouTube because he made a lot of videos about a skin called Power Chord, which at the time was really rare. It hadn't returned in a long time. It hadn't, you know, been seen in the game for, I think it was over 100 days, which seems a bit quaint now when the rarest skins in the game right now are like 300 days. But at the time, that was one of, if not the rarest skin in the game. And Nick got really big off talking about it, off talking about Power Chord. He used it as his de facto channel mascot. It was the skin he ran. It was the skin that represented him in the community. You know, when people saw Power Chord, they saw it as Nick's skin, even before Nick actually had the outfit. And for me, that has very much been Kitbash. A character that is literally just a trash robot, literally a robot made out of trash. You know, I use him in a lot of videos, a lot of my channel art and stuff on YouTube and all that. He's a very big part of my channel. And quite honestly, I have a very similar thing of, I was also making videos quite often asking for Kitbash to return and tweeting about it. I even had a Twitter bot that tweeted whether Kitbash was in the store. That was for the better part of a year I was doing that. So, you know, my power chord is Kitbash, and I can't imagine what it would be like if I just lost that. And, you know, it'd be bad enough losing, you know, everything, but losing a character that you feel personally attached to, that's like part of your identity as a creator, your identity as a player, it's honestly awful. And, you know, I say it in the tweet there, you know, power chord is going to come back. You know, if I lost my account, Kitbash is going to come back. But that's not really the point. You know, it doesn't matter that you'd be able to get that skin back, because it's been taken away for no real reason. It's been taken away for no reason than Epic just kind of felt like it. They just got bored one day and just went, you know what? Even though it's been 2.5 years, we hold grudges. Let's get rid of it. Let's just get rid of his account. And it's just, it's awful. I don't know. I feel really bad for everything that's happened to Nick. I really do hope everything can get fixed, that everything can be returned. But yeah, another thing about, you know, he spent all that money, and it really is like, despite Epic being technically in the right, you know, he went against TOS and all that, they've essentially stolen both his livelihood and hundreds of thousands of dollars of his own money, of money that he earned and then decided to spend on their game. You know, all that support, all that, you know, financial benefit that they got out of him as a creator and just as a player, as a customer, and they just remove him. They just get rid of him as if he's nothing, as if he's worth less than nothing, like as if he's literally just a random hacker that, you know, was ruining the game for people. It's honestly disgusting. Like, this is what Hypex, the other guy who had his account suspended, deleted, disabled, whatever you want to call it, had to say. You can get away with anything in Fortnite: exploiting, bypassing downtime, going into unreleased playlists, creative exploits, cheating, but account transfer is the biggest crime. Like, why does this rule exist? Isn't the bought cracked account rule enough? And this is a really good point of, there's already a rule against, you know, buying and selling stolen accounts, cracked accounts, you know, hacked into accounts. Why does there also have to be a rule around just, you know, giving someone an account that is yours and making it theirs? Account transfer isn't something that makes any sense at all. And yeah, the TOS is flawed. The TOS needs to change, and hopefully it will. But yeah, I made a nice little meme. Epic Games, casual homophobia. I sleep. My friend gave me his account. Real shit. But yeah, I don't know. Polak, who has been tweeting a lot as well about the whole situation, made the point that Epic, as part of their, you know, I'll show it here actually. No, I can't. I'll show it a different way. There we go. So Polak basically said, very bold of you to disable Nick's account after you broke Apple's TOS. Which, if you don't know about the whole free Fortnite scandal, essentially, Fortnite, Epic Games broke Apple's TOS on purpose and were suspended for it, and then have been fighting it in court ever since. But then they're going ahead and disabling Nick for a minor offense to the TOS, and it is just hypocrisy. It makes no sense for them to do what they've done. And Polak did delete that tweet, so I'm not gonna hold him, but I completely agree. I think that, like, honestly, I think that's a true statement of just, it is hypocritical. It is completely, like, false for them to do something like that when, you know, they're just as guilty of doing it themselves to other companies. And this is the major crux of what I've been saying about, you know, I wonder if the Epic support employee actually saw how much Nick had spent on the game when they banned him. Because I've worked in support positions, I've worked in social media positions, and honestly, if I was, you know, dealing with a support claim and, you know, I saw something that didn't quite seem right, maybe it was a TOS violation like this was, but then I'm looking at that and I have to weigh up whether the violation outweighs the value of that customer, of that player, of that user. Because, yeah, you could just ban everyone that breaks TOS. But I'm telling you now, as someone with some amount of experience in this, you would be getting rid of a lot of valuable, or just generally just valued customers. And especially looking at someone like Nick, who is what the industry would call a whale. It's ridiculous to me, because I would look at that situation and I would go, well, you know, he does seem to have broken TOS, but this guy is paying my salary at this point with how much money he's putting into the game. So at this point, is it actually worth banning this account? Or should I just complete the support request, go on with my day, not think about it ever again? Because I can almost 100% guarantee no company would fire you for allowing a whale to get by on a minor TOS violation. Because I have witnessed firsthand much bigger TOS violations that have resulted in no response. Because that person that broke TOS was giving them 100 quid a week, was giving them 1,000 quid a month, something like that, just a ridiculous amount of money. So you can just kind of sit back and go, you know, when it's a minor one like this, where it weren't affecting other players, what does it matter? We're getting money out of it. They get to continue playing their game and promoting it in Nick's case. It's just such a ridiculous thing. Yeah, that brings us back to me starting this stream. And more than anything, I think we do just have to talk about Nick's resilience here. Because, I mean, you saw it there. That's from his... I can't click on it like that. That's from his Twitter community page. His YouTube community page, sorry. I'm so grateful for everything. I greatly appreciate everyone that supports me. Thank you and have a wonderful day. And I think it says a lot about Nick that, you know, he's just lost everything, essentially. And, yeah, he's just moving on. He's holding his head up, and it's just... The thing that hurt me the most when I saw it, this is what he tweeted on last night's item shop. Thank you all so much for the support in Chapter 2. We shall see what happens in Chapter 3. And I'm going to quickly just jump to the end of this.
If you did, let me know the like.
I'm going to quickly just mute the lo-fi in the background, just so you can hear this properly. But yeah, just increasing that volume.
Comment down below what do you think about the shop, and if you'd like to use me for support a creator, my code is ITF. I'll see you guys at the event tomorrow. Have a good one, everyone. See ya.
And according to his actual video talking about him being his account being disabled, it was literally about 10 minutes after he said that his account was then disabled. He lost everything, essentially. And then only a matter of hours later, he then lost his supporter creator code, which... It's... Honestly, it would be funny if it wasn't so sad that he ends his item shop video saying, you know, I'll see you in the event tomorrow. And then his account is disabled, so he will no longer, on that account at least, be in the event. He then makes his videos talking about how his account's been disabled and ends that by saying at least he has his supporter creator code. And that's a way that you can still support him. And then a few hours later, that's also removed. And at the end of the day, if you do end up watching Nick's video about having his account disabled, you can hear in his voice, he's not, like, he's not angry, he's not, like, frustrated or anything, he's just upset. You can hear it in his voice. And, he's saying that he deserved it for, merging his and his friend's account. He's saying that he's sorry for his actions. And at the end of the day, I don't think anybody, especially someone as kind and likable and just generally, like, beloved in the community as Nick, should be made to feel like this by the game that he has done nothing but support for. I'm trying to think, has it been, how many years has it been? How many years has he been making content? I'm not even completely sure. 3 years? Something like that? I'm just checking now. Something like 3 years of Fortnite, of pretty much exclusively Fortnite content. And, the thanks he gets for it is his account being taken away and his support creator code being taken away. It's really ridiculous. But yeah. That's this situation. When you're policing anything, I feel like there should be some compassion, I misread that, that's not your fault, or empathy for the other person. I think that has to be the case. And as someone who has had to make some pretty difficult decisions on whether people have been, banned, suspended, all kinds of things for a few different companies, sometimes you have to look at the actual person that you're dealing with. And I'm sure for a company as big as Epic, it can be difficult because you have so many people you're having to deal with. But, like, at the same time, when you can... the fact that they were looking at a screen that clearly showed this account's history of just everything that's happened in its history, you can see that this account is more valuable to be kept going. It is one of those things of just empathy clearly was just not a factor when they were deciding on it. But yeah, that's all I really want to say right now about Free iTalk. We'll get on to the second topic, which should be a bit shorter because I don't want to go too deep into it. I just kind of want to vent a little bit because I think it's a bit of a dumb thing to have happened. I'm just going to quickly find my relevant tweet about it just so I've got something on screen. But yeah, I am so lost on where things are. I actually can't find my tweet. That's weird. There we go. That one. So yeah, the Chapter 2 Season 8 event. It's not a real NFT. It's a parody. It's an NFT I drew based on what are they called? Something Apes. I can't, like Apes Yacht Club or something. I can't remember. It's a parody of that one. It's based on a Fortnite character. It's not a real NFT or anything. I hate that shit. But yeah, so the Season 8 event, The End, it's called, is tonight. It's in, what time are we at now? It's 4 o'clock now. It's in 5 hours, give or take. And, yeah, this event is going to end the chapter. So, next season will be Chapter 3, Season 1. And at this point, we now have the entire, like, trailer for the Chapter 3 Season 1 Battle Pass leaked. And to someone that doesn't play the game, that might sound like, you know, unimportant. But that's a major element of what people like about this game, is the cosmetics, obviously. And having them leaked, you know, this early is... It's really put a dampener on a lot of people's excitement, on a lot of people's hype for this season, including mine. And I actually have managed to avoid the spoilers. That's why there's no spoilers in the stream. But yeah, basically what happened was Fortnite's Polish account. So obviously there's different regional accounts for Fortnite. And on the Polish YouTube account for Fortnite, they posted the Battle Pass trailer early. Epic themselves, Fortnite themselves, leaked out one of the most major parts of any season. Hours or potentially even days in advance, because we don't know when Chapter 3 Season 1 is supposed to actually start. We just know that Chapter 2 Season 8 ends today. That's all we actually know. And as I say, it's a ridiculous thing that, you know, a company like Epic, a company like, you know, the company that owns Fortnite, the biggest game in the world, is this dumb. And as I say, like, it all adds up with everything that's happened with Hypex and Nick, as well as just a few other things that I'm not going to get into, but there have been some other minor issues the last, like, few weeks. Everything just adding up to them leaking it themselves, after they even sent out an email to all, like, known recognized leakers in the Fortnite community, asking that nobody actually leaks anything until after the event. They asked everybody not to leak anything until after the event, and for the most part, you know, we've all kind of agreed to that. All the leakers have agreed that we're not going to do that. We're not going to leak anything early, and then just Fortnite does it itself. It's a ridiculous thing to happen. It's so dumb. It's like I don't get how it can happen, quite honestly. It just seems so dumb, but it did. And as I say, like, if you're at all interested in, you know, the next season of Fortnite and not getting spoiled on it, I definitely don't suggest, like, going on to any of the threads about it. A lot of creators on Twitter have been good about disabling their comments or their replies, whatever, in order to prevent people from, you know, spoiling stuff for other people. But, you know, if you're all wanting to, like, go into the next season of Fortnite without spoilers, just be careful out there and everything, just because it's everywhere right now. I've managed to avoid it mostly by just staying out of replies. I just read my feed. My feed is very well curated. I follow some pretty good accounts for just not doing this kind of shit. But yeah, it's been a long day for Fortnite. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it for a bit because I didn't want to dedicate a video to it, or like a proper video, like with editing and stuff. I just wanted to kind of sit down, bring up some tweets, bring up some other bits and bobs, and just kind of discuss what's happened. And, you know, hopefully, iTalk, hopefully Nick, whatever, Hypex as well, get their accounts back, and Nick, more importantly, gets his supporter creator code. And, yeah, hopefully I don't get spoiled on this battle pass, because I am actually kind of excited. I have a few theories on what's going to happen. I don't know anything for certain, so I'm not even going to suggest things just in case they turn out to be true. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting next 24 hours as we see what Fortnite and Epic and the Fortnite community are going to be doing and saying. But yeah, I'm going to call it there for the stream. So thanks JCS for joining me, for giving me someone to talk to for a bit. And yeah, I've got a new video out. It came out 10 minutes ago. You can check that out, youtube.com/rabbitwithaxe. It's a Fortnite video, so if that interests you, make sure to check that out. But otherwise, yeah, thanks for joining me, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video or the next stream. Yeah, thanks. See you, JCS.